What's up, everyone? Welcome to the third episode of the CBR Show. With me, as always, is Bill. Bill, your camera's not on.
Sorry about that. My fault. Excited to be here. Hang on. Here we go. So sorry about that. All right. Happy to be here. Definitely happy to be here.
Bill, what's that sign above your head there?
That
I
was in here. This is my wife's office.
That is the exact spelling of my dog's name.
Is it not factual?
I have never seen him do it.
That doesn't mean anything.
All right, if you say so.
Do it, baby.
I guess you're just a little upset. Did he do better than you in Bo Picks football?
We're about to find out. I didn't look. He's going to eat his own, you know what, today.
All right, let me pull up the results here. This week,
go ahead.
This week was a rough week for Bo the dog, but I guess, we'll segue into the NFL first to get the show started, and then we'll kind of work our way through sports and current events and all the fun stuff that everybody likes to watch us talk about or listen to us talk about. All right, so if anybody doesn't know, my dog Bo, he picks football picks. This week was not his best week. Perhaps he was distracted after doing what Bill Sine said that he did. He got 4 right. Only 4. How did you do, Bill?
What is your scientific method here? There's a treat involved?
Yeah, I put a treat in each hand, and I just name a team with each hand, and he goes up to it, and he sniffs them, and then he picks one.
Why does he always choose your balls when you do
that? That's because that's where the peanut butter is.
It's a tie!
Apparently, better than beats.
Proud to say I beat the dog handily.
All right. Well, what'd you get?
Football. One of the only times I'm proud. 10-5. All
right.
Let's go through these. If you want any notes on these, you want to just go through each game, kind of talk about who we picked and talk about it?
Yeah, so after last week where I recommended, I think 2 spreads, and I don't think either one of them hit, I think we're just going to have Bill's picks from here on out. All right, so no spread involved. Bo took the Cleveland Browns. He took they won. The Texans,
I took the Browns.
The Texans, the Raiders, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Lions. He did get the Ravens right. That's a little home cooking there.
Homer.
Homer. He went with the Jets over Bengals. He did go with your beloved Eagles over the Commanders. He got the Saints wrong, the Chargers wrong, the Seahawks wrong, the Buccaneers wrong, the Rams right, 49ers wrong, and the Giants wrong.
Here's what we'll just go with my wrongs because it's faster than going with all those rights. I picked the Browns incorrectly. I picked there's so many right ones. Oh, what? It says I picked the. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I missed the Chargers. I missed the Seahawks. I missed the Niners. And I guess I missed the Cleveland game. So one other. Oh, the Bills. The Chiefs. There you go. Bills, Chiefs, the other people I mentioned, but sitting pretty. Now, is it next week? It's a whole new ball game, right? We'll just go up against Bo again. If anybody wants to go up against Bo, how do they do it?
We can put the links in the show notes, and then we'll put the link in the we'll do it on Instagram or one of our social media feeds.
Beat Bo.
So I think there's like 5 or 6 people in there right now, plus Bo.
Guessing Bo came in last.
You. Plus me, plus you. I feel like that's like a song. Anyways.
And all the people.
I mean, it was a big week in football. Tua is hurt. Michael Thomas injured again. I think that guy plays on average like 1 game a year, and then he's out.
Man, that's the worst.
But I think the big one is Tua. Tua got hurt. The Dolphins kind of fizzled for a minute, and then he came back and they beat the Bills. I totally didn't see that happening. I didn't think that the Dolphins were that good, but apparently they are.
Number 1 and 2 in the power rankings. Dolphins number 1, Bills number 2 on ESPN.
It makes me wonder if the Ravens are as good as I think that they might be.
They're not in the top 5 power rankings.
Well, they will be. Give them time. They just beat the Patriots, and I think that the Ravens. Now I have Ravens season tickets, and I swapped out the game with the guy that sits next to us for the Bills game because of work conflict. I didn't want to be dead ass tired at the game. So now that I've done that, the Bills-Ravens game will probably be one of the most epic games ever that I could have been at,
Oh,
and I
you're not
wasn't.
going to
I
that.
won't be at. So I'm going out on a limb. I'm saying Ravens. Ravens roll, baby.
Oh yeah,
Maybe,
I think Ravens outright.
yeah, they're going to
Outright.
win straight up. The spread has Buffalo -3. So, if you want to Murph the mush, if you want to go with my picks, you're going to lose money. So
It could happen. Any given Sunday. Go,
any given
Pacino.
Sunday.
I just called up a quote. There it was.
Yeah.
I
So
don't eat your lunch for that. It's a good
So
movie.
big discussion that we were having around the firehouse this weekend is Ravens drafted in 2000, I think it was the 2019 draft. The Ravens took a wide receiver in the first round. Do you know who that is? I'm testing your Ravens knowledge.
I couldn't name a Ravens receiver right now. They don't, they're not known for the receivers really. Anquan Bolden. No, go ahead. 2019. I don't know. It must be a bust, judging by the way.
I mean, not a true bust, but not like it was a guy. He wasn't the right fit for the Ravens. I don't know why they went with him, but anyways, it's Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown was drafted 25th overall in I believe the 2019 draft. I hope I'm not getting that wrong because somebody's going to send me a nasty.
And what happened?
Well, no, it's not what happened. I mean, they wanted a speed guy, right? So let me just double check.
Is he a Cardinal now?
He is a Cardinal.
He was just on my FanDuel team or DraftKings, and he had a great day, right?
I mean, he's not terrible. Marquise Brown out of Oklahoma. Yeah. We traded. Guess where we got that pick? The 25th pick. We got it from your beloved Eagles. But I'm going to name some wide receivers that were available that the Ravens could have drafted that we all believe, all the guys I was talking to this week, we all believe could have made a significant change in the Ravens offense. There could have been a big impact. Let's see. Number one that they could have picked, Deebo Samuel, was available. Take him. 36th. He went 36th overall. Then at 51st overall, they could have had your guy's stud wide receiver, A.J. Brown.
He's looking good.
By the Titans. But yeah, like these are all big guys that make a big difference out on the field. Here's another one. 64th overall, DK Metcalf. Ever heard of him?
We passed on him. Yeah.
Yeah, but
we
at
passed
least
on him for, I think, Jalen Reagor. Or we passed on Justin Jefferson, I think, for one dude. And maybe I'll put it up on the screen. And Jalen Reagor, whatever. We passed on Justin Jefferson and DK Metcalf.
Yeah, but the Ravens had a chance to get any of these guys.
Yeah.
Any of them. And then last but not least, Deontay Johnson of the Steelers. He was 60, I can't read my handwriting, but I think 66th overall. But yeah, like DK Metcalf sitting there, that guy is a monster. And you're going out and you're taking Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
Marquise Brown. I mean, the guy's little. You gotta take the little guy and put him in your pocket. What are you doing with him?
It looks like they should have held on to him too. I mean, the Eagles are famous for that too. We had Chris Carter.
No, he was not. He wore out his welcome in Baltimore. He complained, nothing was ever good enough. It seemed like, I don't know.
I'd complain.
Lamar is not the most accurate passer, so you got to kind of have somebody that's willing to who's big and can go up and get the ball because anyways, it's really been bothering me. And I don't like to doubt the Ravens front office because they usually do an outstanding job. But when you have DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown, even Deontay Johnson, you have those guys sitting there. Why?
Don't overthink it.
Why?
Right?
The Ravens are always supposed to be the team that claims that they draft the best player available. And you can't tell me that Hollywood Brown was the best player available with the 25th pick.
Sometimes people just want to seem smarter than they are, and they think that, they overthink it, and they go, oh, man, that's how we end up with these people. We picked a 27-year-old fireman with our first pick one time. He was a guard, and the dude turned out he didn't even really want to play. He's a friend of Ben Simmons, I guess.
Yeah, you guys have some weird picks up there in Philly. I don't know what's going on up there.
Well, we got under control now, it would seem.
Well, that's good. That is good. You got Hurts. Everybody hurts up there now, right?
Donovan had nobody. At least Hurts, Hurts has Donovan had Theo and nobody.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But
he's got 2 TOs.
And then, like I won in my fantasy football this week, which was good, but I didn't score nearly as many points as I wanted. I played like one of the top guys, but he had an off week. And so like I just want to say something. It might not
Say
be
it.
Geno Smith sucks, but he's scoring points. And that if you're riding the
Hot take.
If you're riding the Geno Smith wagon, it's going to end badly for you. It's going to crash and burn.
How did he do this week?
I think he scored like 40 points in my league. Another good week, but he was going against Atlanta. You're supposed to score that many points against Atlanta.
Not if you're Geno Smith.
Geno Smith, he's going to throw interceptions. It's going to get ugly by the end of the season. You heard it here first.
I don't know, man. I'm hoping. Look, it would be a nice story, I guess, if he's 31 years old.
I like Geno Smith. I liked him when he played for West Virginia, but I'm telling you, he's never been that guy. The guy like. To play in the NFL, you've got to be, you know what I mean?
I hear you, brother.
All right. Now that I got that off my chest.
Yeah, you feel lighter?
I don't like him.
How did your Notre Dame, speaking of behind you, do this week?
I don't know. I didn't even watch.
Sorry to change this. Yeah, you might want to not want to. That's like, they lost, I'm sure.
Cut this. No, I think they won. They won.
Miami lost.
Miami lost. Yeah, to Middle Tennessee State.
I'm changing the topic, but I have some NFL stuff to talk about when you're done. So we got to go back to NFL.
You know me, I will just keep talking. So far away.
Oh man, I just have a couple things. I made it in a beautiful newsreel.
Oh boy,
so I don't get lost or anything. First piece of news here: the Pro Bowl is no mo. Did you hear about this?
Yes, flag football, right?
Yeah, it looks like from this article on ESPN, it's going to be a week-long thing. Skills competitions, flag football. I'm not too excited about the flag football, but I love skills competitions. It says it's going to be football stuff and non-football stuff. What do you think about that?
What is the non-football stuff?
I don't know. It's better than these joke games where they, here's your reward, right, Murph? What if you were like the employee of the year and you were like, here's your reward, and you had a really like tough job, like a fireman, and as your reward, you got to go to Hawaii, but you had to do all that stuff still. Like, it doesn't seem like a good reward. This way, it's more of a reward. Playing in that game seemed like I would say no if I was a football player, I think. Not that they'd ask me.
Yeah, I agree. Like, football is a violent sport. I mean, you could run the risk of the same thing in baseball, soccer, hockey and all that. Like, I just feel like you're really risking players getting injured, and I can understand why guys don't want to play in it.
It's embarrassing when people turn it down.
To be honest, does anybody even watch the Pro Bowl? Like, I've never watched the Pro Bowl and even been like, oh my God, this is awesome.
I think more people will watch now. I really do. But it got me nostalgic because there used to be a TV show that I love called Superstars back in the 70s. Not that I was watching in the 70s, but do you remember this show?
No.
Let's see here. Do we have volume?
Yeah, we got volume.
You can hear? Okay, I can't, but that's okay. So check this out. It was athletes from all different sports that competed against each other. Look at some of these sports. Here we go. And
look at terrible.
Herschel. It's like 100 meters or something.
Who was he running against?
I wish I knew. Todd Worrell, baseball player. What did Todd do here? Rowing.
Oh, yeah, because that really, baseball. Oh, Vinny Testaverde, Ravens quarterback.
Oh, yeah, he threw for so many yards. You got to look up his stats.
Nice shorts, dude.
Beautiful serve. Nice running back, Roger Craig. He's on a boat.
He was really good.
I think he played in the NFL. If he wasn't a runner, I forget. I think he did both, maybe. Looks like it the way he floats over that stuff. Nobody knows who this guy is. Great false. But look, bowling. That's why I left that in.
He holds the world record in the high hurdles, but they have him bowling.
Mark Gastineau. I mean, I would watch this show if it came back. But it also got me thinking of another show that I really used to love, and we need to bring it back.
More weight than that.
Not to move on, but similar concept. The old MTV Rock and Jock. Remember these?
The Rock and Jocks. Remember they would have the ball that had like you know, it would be like the 8-run ball. Like you could score 8 runs if you hit it over the fence with a home run or whatever.
It was the best. They're going to introduce the lineup, so I thought this would be the away boys.
The away boys.
Definitely introduce them first.
I think that means something completely different nowadays.
Yeah, Seinfeld, Dan Cortez.
Hey, whatever happened to Dan Cortez? I bet you we could get Dan Cortez on this show.
What did they call him in Seinfeld? He had a name, Mimbo or something?
Man, look at that.
Michael. Guys loving it. I mean, come on, this is David Justice.
Oh, wow. They actually did sprinkle in a few real athletes.
They did, right? Rock and Jock Murph. In the name.
Big hurt.
Oh, Frank Thomas. Now he does male performance stuff. Your wife will love it too. Yo, before he got canceled.
Yeah.
Michael Richards.
He had one character. Oh, boy.
Barry Bonds.
Houston.
This guy, whoever he is. Robin Ventura got beaten up by Nolan Ryan. Remember that? Oh, Peppa! Here they come. They don't get along anymore.
They don't? Is that going to be us one day?
They don't like Spinderella. They don't like. They're feuding with Spinderella.
Mike Piazza.
McDowell, Roger McDowell. Remember him? He was like a personality.
Yeah.
This kid's father was a mother. Please welcome
Shannon who? Who is this? We.
Oh, man. Who is that? Slammer?
Yeah, let me know if you get bored of these. I can always call a halt to it.
That already happened.
You bored of these?
Yeah.
Oh, the people are loving this. And then I got one more thing to talk about.
Well, the homeboys. I remember the homeboys. Anyway.
Oh, look, we can do it quickly. Corbin Burnson.
Yeah, like he was necessary.
Jock D.
Griffey. Ken Griffey.
Jose.
Oh, Jose Canseco. John Bon Jovi.
Oh,
that team was stacked.
Gary Sheffield. Trench from Naughty by Nature. Hey.
Brady Anderson.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore's own.
Yeah.
Pride of Baltimore. Is he from Pantera?
No, Pantera, Anthrax.
What was that? Anyway, so there's one more item I have to talk about in the sports world, and it's Balks.
Blieber.
Blyer Balks. Richard Blyer.
Blieber.
I
can't read. And Balks and Balks.
Richard Blyer Balks and Balks and Balks. 3 times in one at bat, he balks. Check this out. Let me know what he does because I have no idea.
All right, he's set.
Down by 3. So if you
There's the first one.
pitcher, how do you approach him? And a balk has been rather have Vientos against the righty or Vogelback against the lefty.
Right one.
What is he?
Strike, and it's 2-1. Another balk call.
He's set. Once you get set, you can't break from that position.
And now he's committed 2.
Yeah, there's gonna be one more. For the life of me, I don't know what happened in any of them.
2 for 3 in his career against Blyer. Yeah, that's a strike.
Like, what are you talking about? But the definition of a balk occurs when a pitcher makes an illegal motion on the mound that the umpire deems to be deceitful to the runners. Deceitful. Let's take another look. Look close. Oh!
Against the lefty.
I did not see that the first time.
No, I must have missed that.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
That is deceitful.
Not your best work. Not your best work.
That explains it. Hey, they can't all be winners.
Yeah. The old fart balk.
I almost cut that out, but you know what?
Let the people decide, Bill. That's what I always say.
Gonna be trending.
Democracy. You let the people decide.
There was bubbles.
Bubbles. So speaking of baseball, I don't know if you saw, and I don't have any fancy highlight reels like you do, but Albert Pujols, home run number 700.
Been on a tear, man.
Yeah, which leads me to once again another unpopular opinion by Murph.
Unpopular.
Albert Pujols is on steroids.
No.
Okay. I mean,
he is crushing them.
It's a conspiracy theory, right? He might not be, and he's always been a good guy in baseball. He's not a bad guy, but he was like off the charts good when he was younger. So maybe he just dug a little deep, found what he needed to find to
Yeah, he's
get
like, oh.
700. But here's a couple facts for you. Prior to the All-Star break, let me get my trusty notes here. Albert Pujols was batting .215, and he had 5 home runs, I believe, 5 or 6 home runs.
I think you put him
All
on
the
our
way up.
fantasy squad for a day.
Now, what's that?
I think you put him on our fantasy squad for a day, didn't you?
No, I never added him.
Yeah, you hate the old
I don't
guys.
think I did. I might have.
You're
Anyway,
ageist.
after the All-Star break, 15 home runs and a .308 batting average. That's a big difference.
That's
Big
like
difference.
6 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, Albert Pujols. He hasn't been doing that for a long time.
Yes, and so I looked at the 2021 in the pre-All-Star game numbers. He hit 13 home runs, so that's kind of in line with what he did. But then he finished the second half of the season. He only had 4 home runs. Now I would have to look and see how many games he played, but he batted .241 the first half, .225 the second half. So is it steroids? I don't know, but I do think that there was a lot of money to be made, and money drives everything, and viewers, MLB with the declining, audience. You get a guy to hit 700 home runs, everybody's tuning in. They're tuning in to see it. Same thing with Aaron Judge hitting his home runs. And can I ask you a question, Bill? If you're MLB, are you testing Albert Pujols for steroids when you know he's retiring at the end of the year?
Absolutely not.
And he's bringing in viewers because he's crushing 15 home runs after the All-Star break?
This is why they call you the new John Boy. You know? Maybe I do.
I mean, just end the podcast now because I think I just blew everybody's minds.
We need a picture of Albert and specifically like his head from last year and a picture of Albert from this year, I think.
Well, you know what I can say?
We'll let the people decide on that one.
He also pitched this year. He didn't pitch in any other years.
Yeah.
I think that was more of like, just make the fans happy. Game was a blowout, but still could have been steroids. We don't know.
Well, Albert and I can relate to being accused of taking HGH, but I hear it helps your vision. That's one of the things that really helps.
Well, maybe we should reach out to Albert, see if we can get him on the show next week, and we can ask him if he does steroids. Just point blank.
By the way, I'm down for HGH. If anybody knows, send it to me. This stuff can't be harmful. Now, it's not like you're doing Bob from Fight Club, whose breasts hung enormous, Wisterol. They use that shit on horses.
6 home runs in 2020, also just saying. But that was an abbreviated season, but still.
Yeah, I mean, you got a point there that maybe he thought, hey, man, they're not going to test me. He's the only clean one. Who else has over 600 home runs? It's clean.
Who's the commissioner of baseball? Manfred or whatever his name is?
Yeah, I guess so.
Bud Selig.
Manfred Mann? Earth Band?
The commissioner of baseball. He's calling Albert up. Hey, Albert, saw the numbers are on a decline. Just lost my Oriole flag.
Oh, boy.
That's a sign. Numbers on a decline. We're not going to test you for steroids. Did I just say that out loud? Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
We're going to need your friend's urine in this thing we send over.
Yeah. We don't care if it's not room temperature.
Who is that blame the FedEx guy?
Oh, Ryan Braun. The way Ryan. All right, here's another Murph.
The sample collector.
Ryan Braun is the biggest piece of shit
Ugh.
in Major League Baseball in the last 5 to 10 years. And I mean, he trumps Barry Bonds. He trumps any of those guys. I mean, the things that he did to accuse the FedEx guy of messing with his feet. Whatever. That got me all angry. Angry Murph. Just
Angry Murph.
Ryan Braun, piece of shit. You heard it here first.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Dolphins +4. I like it.
Yeah.
Tua coming
pick of the week.
I think he's going to play. I think Tua plays.
How many touchdowns is he going to throw? Tua? Oh, boy.
Yeah, at least
they're number 1 in the rankings here, power rankings. To finish it out, no Ravens, though. Dolphins, Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Rams.
No Ravens? Well, if they would have drafted Deebo Samuel, I can tell you right now, we probably would have been undefeated ever since that draft.
It hurts more for you guys and us because it's not like we could go, oh, we have these other receivers. It's cool. It's like we had nothing and we passed on great stuff.
We've had nothing forever. I mean, Anquan Bolden was probably one of our better wide receivers.
Steve Smith?
Steve Smith, he wasn't bad. Yeah,
Who
but
would
like
die for Steve
we
Smith,
always,
dude?
yeah, but we always got those guys on like their last couple years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Philly
when you
gets them
think,
when they're done.
if I
Like,
say to you, name some of the greatest receivers in Ravens history. Wait, what was it? Travis Taylor was one of our draft picks. He sucked.
I saw him in a bar one time with
Perry,
Jonathan Ogden and
yeah,
Elvis
Perryman.
Gerbach.
We drafted Perryman. I mean, we've never had success. Whoever is our wide receiver scout should possibly get moved to some other thing.
Well, you guys traded for T.O., so that's cool. Oh, wait. And then,
Yeah.
right? Was that it?
Yeah.
Was that it?
You know what? That wound just finally healed, and now you opened it
You might
back.
remember it. Well, hey, we had him for 1.5 years, and we screwed that up. Pay me. Here,
I don't
go.
know.
You
Was
be
it
T.O.
the teams
be
or
the
was
Eagles.
it T.O.?
You be T.O. I'll be the Eagles. Say pay me.
Pay me.
Sure. Sure thing, T.O.
Well, Lamar
That's
Jackson's
crazy.
going to get paid because he literally is taking the fact that they didn't want to give him what he wanted to heart, and he is 5 touchdowns against New England. He pretty much single-handedly beat Miami by himself. If he could have played defense, I think if they would have let him out there, he probably would have, and he would have had a pick 6.
Block some kicks.
Jesus.
Kick return coverage.
Yeah, pay him double. Give him the half $500 million and put him on defense as well.
Absolutely. We can get a guy like that hasn't been accused by a massage therapist. I mean, that's gold.
Well, maybe that's the issue. He doesn't have enough of a bad boy image to get paid the top dollars.
That Deshaun Watson thing, like the Browns, what are you doing anyway? I mean, that's beyond me.
That is awful. He should be suspended for the whole season.
Terrible.
But you know what he does?
You know what
Deshaun Watson does well?
Yeah.
You know what he does well?
What's he do?
He keeps everybody's mind off of how big of a mistake Denver made by paying Russell Wilson so much money. Nobody's really questioning that because they're like, oh, Deshaun Watson, why would you pay that guy that kind of money? He's a scumball. Is that a word? Scumball?
It is now.
Yeah. Sleazeball.
Scumball machine. Yeah. I mean, who in Cleveland, when he comes on the team, could watch these games?
I don't know.
With a clear conscience. I mean, we had Michael Vick. Ugh.
Yeah, but to be fair, Michael did his time. He did his time. He paid his penalty, and you can't hold that against the man because he faced what he did and he dealt with it and moved on. You know.
At least he knew what he was doing versus this lady that posted a picture of her killing a wolf that she killed, and it was a husky. Did you hear about this?
No. Oh boy. Oh,
I'm not even, I know you love dogs.
Is this real?
I wasn't going to bring it up.
I'm a dog lover, dude.
I don't want to bother you with this.
All right. So is this woman, do you want to tell the story or can I ask questions?
It's pretty gruesome. This lady posts a picture of herself smiling. You know, I don't even want to talk about it.
She's like a hunter?
It makes me sad. Yeah, a wolf. She's like smiling, holding its head, and people, after she posts it, right, that's a husky. And then she says, well, it was charging at me. You know, she was
wait, what did she kill it with?
I think like a rifle or something. Yeah, her and her husband were out shooting. Oh, I got one more good story. Anyway.
All right, wait, hold on. So her and her husband, you got to paint this picture. They're out shooting. Yes. And were they shooting in someone's backyard in a neighborhood?
They were.
Got out.
See, I didn't bring this story with me because I knew it would upset you, but she skinned it too and had pictures of that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I think it was like in a legit place to shoot an animal. I don't know. The story's there. People want to check it out. Just woman shoots.
I keep getting Instagram ads for arm the animals, and I think we should. If that dog would have had a laser on its head. You know what? The dog could have been an asshole, but she didn't have to post.
Like Crocodile Dundee with the kangaroo. Remember that?
No, I forget.
All right. Well, I want to talk about...
Oh, yeah, he had the dead kangaroo shooting the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird now that I think about it. Our childhoods were kind of weird. Some of the stuff.
Weird movies. Definitely weird stuff in our movies.
So the other day we were watching Terminator 2 at work at like 5 in the morning.
Movie.
Yeah, great movie till you watch it over again. And there was this scene. Listen to this. It never crossed my mind. You know the scene where the guy breaks up into all the little pieces?
Plot hole? Yeah.
and he melts, right, or whatever, and then he starts like boop, boop, like joining back together. Well, prior to him like forming up into like the blob, we're watching it, and one guy goes, "Why didn't they just sweep up the little tiny pieces?" Instead of standing there and watching it reform.
They weren't thinking about it. Then he would have reformed in the bin.
But he would have been little.
Keep them separately. Oh, you just have a bunch of little ones.
Little ones. Smash them.
I do not like this. They're everywhere.
Yeah, is that Hollywood Brown? Anyways.
John, help me. I wish I could do the Arnie.
Yeah.
Man, I only got one more thing, which is probably good. Did you hear the story about a guy? They discovered that he was visiting his ex-wife's grave every morning between the hours of like 7:14 and 7:18. Did you hear about this? Every morning, this guy, a dedicated husband, visited his ex-wife. She was his ex when she died. Turns out he was visiting to pee on her grave.
I was going to say, I don't think in 4 minutes he probably wasn't doing something that we want to report.
But this story is more about a great woman, his new wife, that would go with him so he could pee on his old wife. I can't even get my wife to go to Best Buy. You know what I mean?
Dude, you've gone dark, bro.
And here she is. This is what the people want.
Oh, God. Well,
this is at the end. Nobody's going to see.
All right, good. Well, then that's good because I was watching reels like TV on crack.
Oh, but that's my thing.
And that guy Theo Vaughn, have you seen him?
I love him,
dude. He is hilarious. I knew nothing about him, so I Googled him, and Wikipedia says he was like on MTV shows for like a long time. Which I guess I don't watch much TV, so I probably wasn't watching it back then either. When it was on. But like he was like a reality star, and now he's like a comedian. It's a ton of them. If you look it up, it's a ton of them.
Yeah, the challenges.
But dude, he is the funniest guy. But he told, and we can end with this, and you can edit it out.
Well, I have a Theo story, but go ahead.
So they were asking him questions or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, can I tell you one of my favorite jokes?" And this is probably where our show just gets.
He cracks me up.
He said, "What's the worst part about giving Willie Nelson a blowjob?"
What is it?
Finding out it's not Willie Nelson.
Oh my God. Was this his comedy or was this on the podcast?
He was just doing podcasts, and he was so just telling, dude, that guy is hilarious.
He's always dead serious too. Like he's not showing you that he's joking almost. You know what I mean? He says the funniest stuff. He has the funniest way of looking at things. He asked Bobby Lee, I've been wanting to ask you this. When you wake up in the morning, do you feel Asian? Like, do you feel Asian in the morning? And Bobby's like, thanks for asking. So here's a true story. Back when I lived in LA, I worked for a talent agency, and we represented Tim Beggy, who was a real worlder or a road ruler. Great that I know. But he would do all the challenges, and so he knew Theo. And one day I'm sitting there in the front, and I'm like an agent assistant out the front. Here comes Theo. And he goes, I'm Tim Beggy, and I have my materials for you. And I'm like, I know who you are. And he goes, I'm Tim Beggy. And I'm like, come on. And I didn't say Theo. I don't know why, but I know. And he hands me his headshots, and he says he's Tim Beggy one more time. And then I hated him up until about 2 months ago when I finally watched some of his reels, which is where I saw him. And I'm like, I should have just made friends with the guy right then.
You could have been somebody, Bill. Instead, you made friends with me, and look how that's turned out.
Theo. Yeah, I don't
Theo, dude. That guy is legit funny.
One more story. One time I was with Cyrus standing next to him at this is how road rollers and real worlders get treated. At this bar in LA, and people just were giving him shots and me shots. And I was just asking him about real world or whatever, you know?
Theo?
And I ended up throwing up that night. I'm like, how does Cyrus even do this? But they were just coming to him. I had to go away.
Yeah.
More shots for me, man.
Dude.
The real world life.
God. Man, I just think about what my life could have been like if they would have just picked up my HGTV show. I could have been
right.
Yeah.
Do we ever get to show that footage here?
I don't know. I mean, they basically said the world will never get to see your true talents.
Yeah.
Which is basically the nicest way to say no one likes you.
Yeah, you basically had a pilot. I watched it. Was tough to, You know, it's tough to show all your personality in that one little thing. You know what I mean? Like for anybody to figure out. You know, when I watch, I want to say one more thing. When I watch those people that live in Virginia and they live in that one town, it's the tall guy that's huge and his wife. I don't know, and talk like this. You know, this guy talks like this. He's garbage. Those two are not Chip and Joanna.
But that fits the mold.
Not.
Like what I learned very quickly.
He's not garbage.
Anyways, for the 6 people that watch our show, or more, or however many listen to it, the thing that I learned quickly when that I got picked up for a pilot to do rehabs and renovations of properties, and the thing we learned quickly was it's so scripted and it's so cookie cutter that all the things that we tried to push was like Baltimore, how it's kind of like coming. That was the whole theme. They even called it like Baltimore revival. Like it was supposed to be about like Baltimore coming back around.
What happened to that?
And then it was like, this show is going to be about Baltimore being rejuvenated, but really it's just going to be a cookie cutter. Like, oh my God, I knocked down a wall. Oh my God, I got to build a bathroom.
We're not going to make it on time.
Yeah, you got to have, dude. It was so scripted, and like I just felt like a robot, which I'm kind of glad it didn't. I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm not glad. And it because
this is way better than that. Like, you know, Conan O'Brien has a podcast now, and I bet he goes, this is way better than having to be on that Tonight Show and having to BS with people. You know,
freedom, man. It's freedom to do what you want, and you just got to hope people appreciate your craft. And we're honing it. Hit subscribe if you want to hear.
Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah, well, if you want to hear Bill's interactions with big A-list Hollywood celebrities that he used to represent,
I have another good story for next week about Mario Van Peebles if we want to hear it. So,
oh shit, I want to hear it. Can we listen to it as soon as we go? Let's just end the show now so I can hear it off air.
Okay, then
can't
people
wait.
know that you know it. All right, very cool. Hey everybody, thanks for watching.
I think we're getting better or worse. I can't tell, but either way, I enjoy it. So
I'm getting better. You're kind of
like, follow, and then we'll make Bill do all the hard work of like chopping this up into little bits. And you know, you do that thing with like the subtitles on the bottom for the last one where you had the fake girlfriend. Or I'm sorry, but how is that going?
What did you call her?
Nothing. I said she's wonderful.
She's in a halfway house, but there's no Wi-Fi, so we can't FaceTime.
She's just writing you letters now.
Yeah.
Very manly handwriting, though.
Yeah, exactly. We're texting. WhatsApp.
Do people even write letters anymore? Oh, man. All right, Bill. I had fun. Till next week. Maybe we can get some sponsors or fake sponsors.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit us up.
We'll work on that. All right. See